the reigning champion here in New York, Rob Cross, up next against the American Danny Lauby. A few others in contention. The #1 seed here, Stephen Bunting, shortly after against Jason Brandon. And then later on in the evening, we have MVG returning to this stage, and he'll be taking on Leonard Gates.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action. This is the Bet365 US Darts Masters, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation and coming to you from the magnificent city of New York. Time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, would you please welcome from Indiana, USA, a two-time World Championship qualifier, the winner of 4 CDC titles, the USA's World Cup star, Danny Ladies and gentlemen from England, the winner of 5 World Series titles. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the reigning and defending US Darts Master, the winner of the World Match Play and the former champion of the world. Voltage, Rob.
Is match number 2 here at the US Darts Masters. We've just seen New York debutant Damon Heta safely through to tomorrow's quarterfinals. It's now the turn of Danny Lauby and the defending champion Rob Cross to begin their quest here in New York. You see Rob Cross defeating Gerwyn Price here in the final just 12 months ago. Ranked number 9 in the world, 5 times a World Series winner. Won it the Dutch Darts Masters earlier on this year and runner-up in Copenhagen. It's been a happy hunting ground for him, the World Series, and he'll start this match as a massive favourite. Danny Lauby, his 4th appearance at the US Darts Masters, yet to register victory, and it's been tough for him on this year's Pro Tour, not made a board final. It was a difficult World Cup for him as well. Played with a partners below par. Jules van Dongen's got issues with his technique, but for Danny Lauby, it's just a case of a fresh start for him. Never played Rob Cross before, like I said, never won on this stage before, and this is a tough assignment for him, John Park.
Well, yeah, and certainly if you're Danny Lauby, that you're thinking everything else doesn't matter. This is the big opportunity, the piece of the year where you can really make a name and get yourself feeling good about yourself. And we've seen it with Jeff Smith here in the past. But you really, if you have a great couple of days here, it can really just change the arc of your career.
Yeah, well, Matt Campbell came here last year and on a terrible run of form, winning very few games, and it had a really good couple of days, and then it sort of had a big impact on the end of the season, and Danny Lauby be hoping to do the same here, but Rob Cross is a tough nut to crack, and Danny will have to make a good start. We saw how important it was to take your chances early. Jim Long didn't do that in the opening match. I feel Danny will have to do it here.
Yeah, certainly. That's what the game of darts is all about, taking opportunities. And when you're the underdog and the lesser player on paper, you really can't afford to give away too many good chances. You have to be high percentage on them.
Some early nerves here. Danny would delight with that ton there, just to give himself a little bit of breathing space.
The thing with Rob is he's so easygoing. He might have some kind of early performance nerves, but he can be a slow starter in any case. Always has had that about him, where he just takes to get a feel of the stage and the board and the actual match. Right? They can have warm-up darts up there a couple hours before, whatever, but there's nothing like throwing darts inside of a match to really adjust.
Right. You make a good point, John. Rob Cross will never panic, even now. He's just...
He's laid back, he's cool, and I think it suits him for these World Series events. You know, it's a little unusual that you go to somewhere you're not normally, and it's a shorter. You're already in the top 16, and you're on the stage, and it's not the day-to-day kind of darts prospect, and I think he's suited for it.
Yeah, of course. It's a distraction from your world ranking. Rob Cross is on course to be in every TV event. It's here just basically to try and defend his title and get his 6th World Series title overall. Danny Lauby strikes first. He does what Jim Long couldn't do in the opening match. Holds throw and off and running.
And he certainly wakes up our Madison Square Garden fans here. Well, this year marks 6 Americans in the field. It's a high out of the 8, I think, in the history of the event, and there'll be plenty to cheer for these faithful fans.
Yeah, and if Danny Lauby can cause a stir here and take out the defending champion, it'll bode well for the rest of the players. They'll get massive support. We'll get that anyway. 93. That's a good start from Danny. You win that ball, it's important you go up there and hold throw. Danny did that. He'd be delighted that he pinned the double with his first dart.
And a fairly rapid player is Danny, and when he gets in that groove and he's hitting, that can be fairly intimidating to the opponents. And Rob, a much more deliberate player, and he's feeling the brunt of the Lauby scoring now.
Danny can grab himself an early break here. A little advantage, and Rob's just got to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, I agree. This would be a great time to get that first maximum take-back charge, but it's not happening yet for him. Again, he won't panic, but it's a brilliant opportunity for Lauby.
Even more so now. confidence is clearly going to be fragile with Danny. He's not won a lot of games on the main tour, so early moments in matches are important. And there's a great chance for him to double his lead. He's going to get a look at that 118.
But he did deliver the visit he needed to really put some pressure on the American.
It's a chance. This for the breaker throw. And he hits the 118 combination. A bit of emotion from Danny Lauby, but that is a bit of daylight. A breaker throw, and the defending champion has got plenty to ponder early on here.
Just a great rhythm and a pace and as you'd expect from a professional drummer, just a very consistent beat to the delivery of the darts there. They're fast, but they're not hurried.
I mentioned it's been a year of kind of slim pickings for Danny. He did get to a last 32 in the UK Open, lost to Ryan Joyce. There was a decent victory in there over Brendan Dolan. As I've said on numerous occasions, victory's been hard to come by, but he's made a good start here, Danny.
Yeah, he's looking superb, and it's going to be up to Rob Cross now to really assert himself, get the 180s, get the big scores back to back.
98.
You know, and he's just on the fringes of it, Mark, but it makes a big difference when you slip into those treble sevens or fives.
Man. You said Rob won't panic.
97.
The encouragement Danny will be taking from these early exchanges. He's averaging over 95. It's a good start for the American.
171.
And there it is. The kind of ability that Rob Cross has to kind of bail himself out of trouble situations, but he's still going to need some cooperation to get an opportunity here. He has no finish at 172, and Danny might be able to take another high finish out after the 118. 104 available.
60.
And we've just seen Lauby take out a 118 in the previous leg. Options here.
Oh, yeah. Tops or 16s. Or the 60. Well, there you go.
45. Rob, you require 112.
He's already got the feel of quite a big leg in this match.
And he favors that double 18, and he needed the treble 19 to leave it, and won't get it. So
92.
we talked about you got to basically take all the opportunities presented against a superior player. This has to go.
He hasn't missed a double yet. It won't be costly if he converts here, but he can. And Rob Cross, for the first time, is going to get his opportunity to race for a leg.
20.
Yeah, very coolly approaches it as usual. Yeah, he tried to throw it closer to the double, but it stayed where the first one did. And that could present a problem on the third dart adjustment.
Danny, you require 20.
It's involving the crowd there, getting behind Danny Lauby here. He's missed two already for a three-leg lead. There's three more if needed. Only needs the one, and he has his three-leg lead. He's halfway to a first ever win of the US Darts Masters.
To throw first. Get on. 100.
Well, I have some experience in it, Mark. And one thing, when you've won a tournament, you don't want to come back. You go out first at first asking in the next event.
100.
It hurts a lot, and you really want to make sure you give a good showing of yourself. You want a chance, of course, to repeat, but you certainly want to look like someone who could win it again, at the very least.
Of course, and it's a below par display from Rob. Averaging just 85. And Danny Lauby is taking encouragement.
58.
Be in dreamland if he can grab a double break.
Yeah, the 140s been very good for him in this match. It really builds your confidence, I think, in any game. Getting fairly consistent, 2 big treble visits.
57.
I feel assertive in that
Danny
instance.
require 161.
He's got 6 starts of this.
83.
Maybe an argument for the 25 in the last start there. He is going to return at the 78. Rob Cross in all sorts of bother here.
100. Danny requires 78.
You love to get these in 2. Makes life so much easier. Now it's going to come down to that last start at tops. Perfectly set up.
58.
Or was it? He did make a little move there, Mark, and then he still couldn't get it up to the tops level.
He never got any sort of reach on that dart, did he? It may just be a dart of ball for Rob, and that's all it is. He missed 3 at double 10 in the previous leg, and he can't find the ball here. What a chance for Danny Lauby now.
Danny, you require 20.
Yeah, the double 10. And that's a pretty good marker coming from a left-hander there. I guess you'd know about that, Mark.
There's a nice side of the board. He left the bed open. It's 4 legs without reply. The defending champion is on the brink here. He needs to dig deep. Can't get anything going. He's averaging 82. He's missed 4 darts of doubles. It's very un-Rob Cross-like, this performance.
But it would be Rob Cross-like to come back into the match and actually force his way back in with some spectacular play. We hope to see it.
He chased down Gedwin Price in the final last year from a couple of breaks down and turned it round.
Yeah.
Better than this, John.
96.
And when I say we hope to see it, I'm not rooting against Danny. I'm rooting for Danny. Come on. I'm North American too. But I'd like to see a match go right to the last leg like anyone else.
And you touched on a good point as well. You want to see a defending champion make a decent account of himself. Don't write Rob off yet. You don't get a dart in CV like Rob Cross if you can't dig yourself out of a few holes. But this is looking pretty desperate. Luke Humphries or Stowe Bunce await the winner.
96.
I think at this point in the proceedings, neither of the guys on stage are thinking about the next game. And he's just hoping he can get this job done. He'll have all sorts of tension in him right now, and it's showing in those darts.
58.
Of course, Rob, you're 4-0 down in a first to 6. That's pretty dire, so he's not going to be thinking much about the future either.
No, he's going to be puzzled with what's going on here, Robert. That's a decent visit.
Danny require 150.
I always say, John, keep your opponent 2 away, and you've got that margin for error. This goes. Listen to the eruption of the home crowd.
Well, it's certainly time for Rob Cross to have a clinical finish here. You got to assert yourself at some point if you're going to have a comeback.
Big dart. 4 missed the doubles so far. Make that 5. It's just not happening for Rob. It's all going right for Danny Lauby. This for 5-0.
Yeah, lots of adrenaline in there. Butler gets it right, perfect on tops. Danny Lauby, 5-0 up. Rob Cross's only hope now is at least he has the throw in this leg. He's out of the blocks okay.
It's a big task for Rob Cross. I recall Andy Hamilton recovering from 5-0 down once. Maybe it was against John.
There was plenty of 5-0s down. I blew, or 5-0 up. Mr. Priestley got me in a Players' Championship Finals match.
The approach for Rob now is just quick fire legs. Hold here, quick break and a hold, and you never know. Try and get some nerves. And he's playing an opponent who's never won on this stage. But it doesn't look like he's going to freeze here, Danny. First max.
Well, and it's the best leg of the match from the pair. vital treble, the last dart, really puts the threat to Rob Cross that he must take this 161.
Who saw this coming? Rob Cross. Wow. Just to hang on in there. And again, misses the bullseye. There's a match-winning opportunity incoming for Danny Lauby here.
81.
And he won't take his time. He'll just do the normal time for him.
And there's 2 match darts. What a performance from Danny Lauby. He's taken out the defending champion 6 legs to nil. Rob Cross had no answer. He's missed 6 darts and doubles, but this was all about the performance of Danny Lauby. An average of over, well, call it 94, 6 from 10 on the doubles. He's finally got a win at the US Darts Masters. He'll be back tomorrow to face Luke Humphries or Stowe Friends. But coming up next, we've got Jason Brandon taking on the #1 seed, Stephen Bunting.